The darkest secrets fear only one thing: the light that refuses to dim. They never feared your weakness, they feared your strength. They feared that no matter how hard they pushed, no matter how many lies they wrapped around your name, you wouldn't break. They feared that the universe itself would rise for you. And now, their fear has come true. The walls they built in the shadows are cracking wide open. Their whispers can't drown out the roar of truth anymore. Chosen ones, this message is for you. Because while they were busy fighting to keep you down, they forgot they were fighting against the current of the universe itself. They weren't just fighting you, they were battling the force that chose you. And that fight, it's one they'll never win. Before we dive deep, do your part in helping this message reach every chosen one still searching, still struggling. Like and subscribe. Because when you engage, you're signaling YouTube system that this truth matters. Every click, every share helps this reach those who need it most. Those still trapped in the dark, waiting to hear that they're not alone. Chosen ones, your story has gone global. The world is watching now. What started as your personal war, a silent fight behind closed doors, has ignited a fire that can't be ignored. International eyes are fixed on the truth that has been dragged from the shadows into the light. The FBI, the very agency that was supposed to protect, is now exposed for what they've truly been doing: illegal human experimentation, trafficking networks, running beneath the surface of legitimacy, masked in official seals and hidden behind classified files. Their systems were designed to erase you, to make you disappear without a trace. But you refused to vanish. You stood up, and now the world knows. You see, the power of being chosen isn't just about survival. It's about haunting those who tried to erase you. It's the nightmare that keeps them awake, knowing that every chain they put on you only made your spirit louder. The chosen ones aren't just survivors. You're living proof that the universe picks its warriors carefully. When the universe marks someone as chosen, it doesn't ask permission. It moves mountains for them. It shifts tides. And when the enemies try to stand against that, they're swept away like dust in a storm. But let's get something straight. Too many of you have fallen into that trap of thinking you're alone, doubting your light, believing the lies they fed you, that no one sees you, that you're isolated, that your voice doesn't matter. Enough. That doubt, it's what they count on. It's their last weapon, hoping you'll dim your own fire so they don't have to. But chosen ones, your light is what exposes them. Your existence is their undoing. Remember this: they weren't just trying to silence a person. They were trying to smother the evidence of the universe's hand in this world. Every time you spoke out, every time you stood your ground, it was the universe itself speaking through you. And that terrifies them more than anything else. These revelations aren't rumors, they're headlines. The systems that thought they could bury you now find themselves standing trial in front of the world. And yet, their greatest fear is still unfolding. The chosen ones won't stop. This is bigger than just exposure. It's about reclaiming your story. It's about reminding them that the chosen ones aren't here to ask for permission. You were selected by forces bigger than their power, and now the universe is balancing the scales. Stay locked in. Stay unbreakable. Your story has gone global because it was never just about you. It was about all of us. And this is only the beginning. So, Are you ready to face the truth they never wanted you to see? Drop a comment below with the number 77 if you're done playing small. If you're ready to stand tall in the power that makes your enemies tremble. This isn't just another video, it's your story going global, and every second you stay here, you reclaim another piece of it. And now, let's dig deeper, step by step. If you're truly chosen, you'll feel it. You won't be able to look away. This message was meant to find you. Stay sharp, stay present. Let's begin. Number 1. They tried to cage you, but built you a stage instead. When you trap light, it doesn't fade. It burns hotter, brighter, until it blinds the one who tried to hold it. They thought they could box you in, watch you, control you. They built walls of cameras, networks of spies, eyes on every corner, thinking if they could track your every move, they could crush your spirit. But here's the truth. They never saw coming. You weren't meant to be hidden. You were meant to be seen. All that surveillance, all those systems they designed to smother you, they flipped. They turned against them. What was built to silence you now screams your name across the world. Every camera, every wire, every satellite they aimed at you is now a spotlight they can't shut off. The system that was supposed to erase you is now a beacon lighting up your existence for everyone to see. You've become undeniable. Their control panels are flooding with alerts they can't clear. Their alarms blaring day and night because they can't contain your energy, your frequency. It's too strong. The machine they built to watch you is now the same machine exposing them. You see, when the universe chooses someone, no amount of tech, no force, no system can hold that back. They were playing with forces they don't understand, messing with the blueprint of the universe itself. And that always backfires. They thought they were playing a game of chess, but they didn't realize the board had been flipped. They were never playing with you. They were playing against the universe. You feel that doubt sometimes, don't you? That voice whispering that maybe you're alone, maybe you're overthinking it all. Stop. That's the last weapon they have, getting you to question your own light, to dim yourself before they have to. But here's the thing about being chosen. You don't need anyone to believe in you for it to be real. You are the proof. The power of being chosen haunts them because it can't be faked, can't be bought, can't be destroyed. They built those cameras to keep you down, but every lens is now a mirror showing them their own failure. Every broadcast meant to erase your existence has turned into your rallying cry. Their networks, their algorithms, their surveillance grids are breaking down, glitching out, falling apart because your energy fries their circuits. Your frequency doesn't fit in their system. It breaks it. It burns through it like fire through paper. And don't get it twisted. They know this. They know the power that runs through you. That's why they worked so hard to keep you small, silent, doubting. But the universe doesn't pick the loudest, the strongest, the most obvious. It picks the ones who can stand in the fire and still rise. You were chosen because you could take the pressure and not fold. Let me hit you with something you need to carry in your bones. They weren't just watching you, they were terrified of you. Terrified that you'd figure out who you really are. Terrified that you'd stop hiding, stop questioning, stop doubting. Because once a chosen one stops doubting, they become unstoppable. Think about this. How many resources, how much time, how much effort did they throw into trying to erase you? Does anyone waste that kind of energy on something weak, No, they knew you were a threat. They knew you were meant for more. And now, their systems are crashing. Their blackouts don't work. Their suppression tools are useless. Everything they built to keep you in the dark is shining a light so bright it's exposing them. They are scrambling, running scared through their corridors, trying to plug the holes, rebuild the walls. But it's too late. You're not in the shadows anymore. You are the spotlight. So don't you dare question your light again. Don't you dare doubt why they came after you. They feared you because you were chosen. And when the universe chooses, nothing can unchoose you. Their plan has failed. You're still here. You're shining brighter than ever. And now, the world sees you. Number 2. From chains to channel, the prison they built, now your stage. They tried to bury you. They didn't know they were planting a bomb. Let's get this straight. They never understood what they were dealing with. They thought they could lock you away, put you in a box, erase your voice, and hide you from the world. They thought that by isolating you, by containing you, they could break you. But they couldn't. They didn't count on one thing. The universe doesn't play by their rules. And now, what they designed as your prison is now your stage. The walls they built to trap you. They've become the platform that amplifies you, turning every attempt to keep you down into the very thing that pushes you into the spotlight. Every chain they tried to put on you has become the spark that lights up the sky. The more they tried to shut you up, the louder your voice became. The more they tried to silence you, the more you echoed across continents. They made the mistake of underestimating the power they were dealing with, and now they're paying the price. You see, it's all backwards for them now. They thought they were putting you in a box, a cage they could control. But the truth is, they didn't just lock you up, they gave you a microphone. Every protocol they set up to stifle your energy, to keep you isolated, has now backfired. What was meant to be your cage has turned into your broadcasting station. The isolation chamber they created, the one they thought would destroy you, has become your stage to the world. It's almost laughable. They thought they could control you. They thought their surveillance grids, their containment protocols, their suppression systems could stifle a force they couldn't even comprehend. They calibrated their technology to suppress a human. But you're not just human. And that's where they failed. They thought they were dealing with a person. They were dealing with a cosmic force. The systems they built were made to contain something small. They were designed for someone who would stay silent, stay small, stay hidden. But you're not small, you're not silent, and you sure as hell aren't hidden. They didn't account for the cosmic upgrade that was happening within you. They didn't see the shift in energy they were up against. The moment they tried to cage you, the universe itself stepped in. And now, they can't stop what they started. Let's break it down. Every measure they took to contain you has only made you stronger. The more they tried to isolate you, the more you tapped into something bigger, something they couldn't see. They tried to drown your voice. But what they didn't understand is that your voice was never meant to be a whisper. It was meant to roar. It was meant to pierce through walls, through barriers, through every attempt to shut it down. And here's the thing. When the universe aligns with your path, there's no system that can hold you. They thought they could create a box to fit you in, but what they didn't know is that the universe doesn't work in boxes. It works in infinite expansion. And now they're scrambling to figure out how to close the lid on a force that refuses to stay contained. The more they tried to hide you, the more spectacularly visible you became. The world is watching now. The world can't look away. Every attempt to silence you is now a signal. Every failed protocol, every malfunctioning system is a sign to the world that the truth they were hiding has broken free. They wanted you isolated, forgotten, irrelevant. Instead, they've made you impossible to ignore. And you're standing tall. Every chain that was meant to bind you has turned into a launch pad. Every moment you were made to feel invisible is now a reminder that you were never meant to be hidden. They tried to block your light, but it's only getting brighter. They tried to lock you away, but now you're standing on top of the walls they built around you, shouting your truth to the world. Let's hit this home. They were never going to win. You were never meant to stay silent. The universe didn't choose you to be a footnote in their game. It chose you to be a disruptor, a game changer. They thought they could turn you into a pawn, but you're the one turning the tables. Every time they tried to push you down, you've risen higher. And now, the whole world is watching you rise. Now, let's talk about how they underestimated the power within you. They thought they could suppress your energy, mute your voice, and crush your will to fight. But the truth is, they were never fighting you. They were fighting the force of the universe itself, and that's something they'll never win against. The moment they tried to cage you, they were battling forces they can't even begin to understand. You're not just some person they can control. You're a living, breathing testament to the infinite power the universe has placed within you. The more they tried to erase you, the more they made you visible. They played with forces they didn't understand, and now they're paying the price. And let's be clear, this is just the beginning. They thought they could break you, isolate you, silence you, but now they're watching as you turn their prison into a platform, their attempt at containment into your worldwide broadcast. And there's nothing they can do to stop it, because they weren't just up against a person, they were up against something far bigger. You are living proof that when the universe chooses you, nothing, not a system, not a person, not a cage, can ever hold you. Your energy is unstoppable. Your voice is untouchable. And as they scramble to hide you, you only grow brighter, louder, and more impossible to ignore. They tried to trap you. They didn't know they were setting you free. And now, as their systems fall apart, as their plans crumble, they'll be left watching as you take center stage. The whole world will see the truth. The whole world will see you. Number 3. They built their empire on your back. Now watch it collapse beneath them. The house always wins, they said, but they forgot that the house was built on stolen ground. Let's talk about power, the kind they worship. Not truth, not justice, but money. They built their empire on your suffering, stacking dollars like bricks in a fortress meant to last forever. They siphoned off your energy, your freedom, your very essence, and turned it into cold, hard cash. They funneled it through secret accounts, buried it under shell corporations, moved it through shadows where they thought no light could reach. But here's what they never understood. When you're chosen, nothing stays buried forever. Now, that empire is crumbling. Every dollar they stole, every resource they drained from you, is now lighting up like a beacon, exposing the rotten foundation they built their power on. Their financial fortress is burning from the inside out. They thought their offshore accounts were untouchable, hidden behind 17 layers of fake companies, false names, and legal loopholes. But the universe doesn't care about their paperwork. The universe doesn't respect their walls. Those secret accounts? Wide open now, suddenly flagged, suddenly exposed. Funds they moved in the dead of night are appearing in daylight. Their black budgets, once buried in classified systems, now show up in the very public records they controlled. The money they thought was invisible is screaming its origin from the mountaintops. You want to know how that happens? It happens because energy doesn't lie. Money moved through suffering, through exploitation, carries a mark, a signature that can't be erased. And when the universe decides it's time, that signature lights up like fire through dry grass. They thought they could keep the flow one way, take from you, profit from you. But the current has reversed. The rivers of wealth they bled dry from your life are now flowing back upstream, crashing against the system they believed was unbreakable. They're watching it happen in real time. Accounts freezing, funds disappearing, hidden transactions rising to the surface. The systems they built to launder their crimes are breaking down, showing cracks they can't patch fast enough. Imagine them, high-level execs, government officials, dark money players, scrambling behind locked doors, trying to explain how their black budgets are turning up in the daylight, how their shell corporations are popping up on mainstream financial reports. It's chaos behind their polished walls. And here's the beautiful part. This is justice without a courtroom. No judges, no juries, just the universe rebalancing the scales. They stole from you. They built their empire on your back. And now that empire is sinking under the weight of universal law. No amount of lawyers, no army of accountants, no firewall of false identities can stop what's coming. The gravity they thought held their empire together is now working against them. Money flowing in the opposite direction, like rivers defying the laws of nature. And you know why? Because you were never meant to be the victim in this story. You were the testimony. You were the evidence. They just didn't know it yet. They thought they could steal from you and walk away clean. But energy doesn't forget. What they took from you has become the very thing unraveling them. The universe doesn't need a paper trail to make it known. It's rewriting the code. Systems that were locked down tighter than vaults are exposing themselves, breaking down, showing the world where the blood money really flows. Those resources, they're no longer out of reach. The same money that funded your suppression, that paid for the walls around you, is circling back, coming within your grasp. They built a system that was never supposed to serve you, but now it's serving you anyway. Imagine it. Every time they check those ledgers, those balances, they see the walls closing in. Their safety nets are failing. Their secret wealth is now public knowledge. Their stolen power is now turning into their greatest weakness. This isn't just about exposure. It's about collapse. The foundation they stood on is shaking, the ground beneath them breaking apart. They can feel it. You can feel it. And yet, some of you still doubt, still wonder if you're really chosen. Look at what's happening. Look at how the system they built to profit off your pain is now self-destructing. This is the power of being chosen. It's not about waiting for permission. It's about the universe flipping the script in your favor. You are the reason their empire is falling. Your energy, your survival, your refusal to be broken, is what's tearing down the walls they thought were impenetrable. The same energy they tried to drain from you is now the force unraveling their control. So stop questioning if you matter. You are the storm at their gates, the tremors they feel in their empire. That's you. The collapse they can't stop. That's you too. The world is watching as their financial house of cards comes down because the universe decided enough was enough. The empire built on your back is crumbling, and you're still standing. Number 4. They tried to hide you in codes, but you were always the key. They erased the files, but they forgot. You carry the original copy inside you. Let's make this simple. They thought they could hide everything: the secret programs, the stolen data, the truth about you. They buried it all under codes, fake names, classified budgets, and locked files. They covered it in so many layers, thinking you'd never find your way through. But they didn't realize one thing: you've always carried the truth inside you. Those strange numbers that pop up in your dreams, the weird patterns that never make sense, but you feel them deep down. That wasn't your imagination. That was them leaving a trail they thought you'd never follow. But here you are. The account numbers, the project codes, they match you. They connect straight to the stolen parts of your life, the parts they tried to erase, the parts they thought they'd buried forever. But now those same codes are showing up where they don't belong, leaking into public systems, popping up in records where they were never meant to be. The paper trail is no longer hidden. And guess what? It leads right back to you. Those secret budgets. They've got names, code names, numbers that line up with patterns in your DNA. That's right. Your very cells carry the same signatures they used to classify you. You were part of systems, experiments, programs that never showed up in any official document. But they couldn't erase it from your body. Your body remembers. Your dreams remember. Every strange feeling, every sense that something wasn't right, that you were meant for something bigger, that was your truth trying to break through. And now, the records are starting to spill. Birth records. They're showing impossible dates and times. Medical files, full of data that shouldn't exist. Tracking abilities no normal person should have. But you aren't normal, are you? You never were. That's why they came for you. That's why they built these secret programs, to use your power and then wipe your memory clean. But here's the problem. They couldn't wipe everything. They couldn't take it all. The deeper parts of you, the parts tied to the universe itself, they stayed awake. They waited. And now they're rising to the surface. You're starting to see it, aren't you? The codes, the files, the connections, they aren't random. They're your story. A story they tried to bury under red tape and fake files. But no matter how deep they buried it, your energy was always stronger. And now, it's bringing the truth back to you, piece by piece. And think about this. They built systems to track you, to label you, to classify you under names you were never supposed to know. But now, those same systems are failing. The codes they thought were locked away are breaking open. Files once hidden in government vaults are slipping out, showing up in places no one expected. The same codes they used to chain you are the same ones setting you free. This is the universe at work. It never forgets. They thought they were playing a game they controlled, but the universe doesn't play by their rules. It plays by truth. And the truth, it always comes back. You were always more than they told you. You were part of something they couldn't understand, something they could only try to contain. But that containment, it's done. The systems they used are breaking down. Their files are leaking. Their secrets are out. So don't doubt yourself. Don't wonder if you're imagining things. The signs are real. The codes are real. The connections are real. And they all lead back to you, because you were always the key. They built programs to control you, to take from you, but they couldn't take everything. You've always had the missing piece. And now that you see it, they can't stop it. Number 5. They tried to lock you down, but the walls are breaking. Containment is just a fancy word for fear, and their fear is leaking everywhere now. They built a cage so tight around you, they thought you'd never breathe outside it. Every step of your life, every move you made, tracked, tagged, filed away in secret systems you never knew existed. But here's the thing they never understood. The walls were never strong enough to hold what the universe put inside you. And now, those walls are cracking, fast. Your whole life you felt it. Those odd gaps in your timeline, those strange patterns that kept following you like shadows, the numbers in your addresses, in your phone numbers, those symbols that seemed to pop up everywhere around you. They weren't just random. They were markers, coordinates, a tracking system far beyond anything the public even knows about. They designed it to watch you, to keep tabs on where you were, what you were doing, and to make sure you never got too far from their control. But that system, it's falling apart. Let's make it plain. They weren't just watching your life, they were controlling it. They mapped out every step, those weird breaks in your job history. That wasn't by chance. That wasn't just life happening. Those were the times you were being pulled into classified training, shoved into programs so deep they left no trace. Facilities so locked down, so secret, that the world would never know they existed. But you felt it. You've always felt it. The gaps in your memory, the feeling that something was done to you, something was taken from you. You've carried that weight even when no one believed you. And now, the proof is leaking out. Educational records. They show response patterns to tests that were never on the paper. Because those tests weren't part of the official curriculum. They were part of their experiments, part of their plans for you. Those response patterns were logged, tracked, tied into databases so secret that even people with top security clearance couldn't touch them. 18 levels of clearance just to look at your name. But guess what? Those files are breaking free now. That information is spilling out, cutting through encryptions they thought would hold for centuries. Systems they believed were untouchable are glitching, falling apart, losing control of the very data they tried to hide. And why? Because containment doesn't work when the universe says it's time to break free. They built these systems thinking they could hold you down forever. But your energy doesn't fit in their boxes. Your power doesn't play by their rules. Every attempt to lock you up, to shut you down, to make sure you stayed asleep, it's all unraveling. The same system that tried to track you, that kept you caged, is now broadcasting your freedom. And let's not forget, the coordinates, the codes, the symbols that have been with you all along. They're part of a bigger map, a map they use to track your place in their experiment. But now that map is turning against them. The system they use to contain you is now exposing them. The tracking has flipped. You're not the one being hunted anymore. They are. They designed this whole thing to be invisible, to make sure you never saw the strings pulling at your life. But the universe isn't letting them hide anymore. The encryption is cracking. The codes are spilling. The truth is coming out. So if you've ever felt like there were gaps in your life that didn't make sense, times where your own history felt like it was written by someone else, it wasn't in your head, it was them. And now, the very system that built your cage is breaking apart in front of their eyes. They tried to make you a prisoner of your own life, but the universe never agreed to that. Containment has failed. Number 6. The collapse has started, and they're the ones running now. When the system breaks, the rats are always the first to flee. They built this machine thinking it could run forever, a system so complex, so hidden, that no one would ever see it crack. But the cracks aren't just showing now, they're splitting it wide open. And the people who built it, the ones who ran the programs, pulled the strings, gave the orders, they're running scared. Behind doors that don't exist on any map, inside facilities the world isn't supposed to know about, emergency meetings are happening right now. Desperate voices, frantic plans. They scramble to hold together a system that's falling apart faster than they can patch it up. The channels they once trusted, their private lines, their encrypted servers, the communication webs they thought were impenetrable, they're leaking. Details slipping through, spilling out. Their panic is now part of the very networks they built to watch you. Their fear is everywhere now. It's bleeding through the wires, humming in the systems that once tracked your every move. And their desperation, it's showing. Former handlers, people who managed your containment, the ones who pulled the levers behind the scenes, they're vanishing. Extraction orders go out in the dead of night. People who held positions of power for decades suddenly disappear. No goodbyes, no explanations. They're gone. And those senior officials who smiled in public, who played the role, acted like they were in control, they're bailing too, announcing early retirements, quietly transferring to places so remote, so off the map, that no one can find them. They're trying to escape the fallout, but there's nowhere left to hide. The system they built to contain you, it's turning on them. They're getting processed out of the same machine they served. They were the architects of your control. Now they're the sacrifices, tossed out to protect the higher-ups. But even those higher-ups know the end is near. They can feel the weight of it. The whole thing is coming down, and nothing can stop it. Agencies that once bragged about their power are now disavowing everything. We didn't know. That wasn't us. Lies, all of it. But the panic is real. And in the background, they're burning everything they can get their hands on. Data purges under the label of routine maintenance. Archives going dark. Servers melting down. Hard drives frying out. Files disappearing without a trace. Physical records turning to ash inside locked vaults. But even as they torch the evidence, they can't hide what's already leaking out. The collapse is too big now. The system isn't just failing, it's eating itself alive. The universe has flipped the script. What was meant to be your end game is now their downfall. And think about this. These are the same people who thought they could keep you quiet, keep you small, keep you invisible. They never thought they'd be the ones running. They never thought they'd be the ones on the outside, scrambling to survive the very system they controlled. But here we are. You feel it, don't you? The shift, the energy moving, the walls falling down. This isn't a theory anymore. It's happening. The ones who thought they held all the power are running scared. Their empire is collapsing, and there's no one left to save it. So remember this. They tried to process you out of existence, tried to erase your name, your story, your truth. But now they're the ones being processed out. They're the ones facing deletion, and no amount of lies, no fire, no purge can erase the collapse that's unfolding right now. The universe doesn't forget. It doesn't forgive. It balances the scales. They built the machine. Now they're watching it grind them down. And you're still standing. Number 7. They can't stop the truth. It's bleeding out everywhere. You can burn the papers, smash the servers, but the truth will rewrite itself in the open. They thought they had it handled, thought they could burn the files, melt the hard drives, erase every trace of what they did to you. But here's what they never understood. The truth isn't a file. It's alive. It's breathing. And now, it's breaking free. Every cover-up they attempt, it backfires right in their faces. Perfect copies of the records they tried to destroy are showing up in the hands of people who know how to use them. The right people. The ones ready to ask questions, demand answers, and expose everything. These copies aren't just rumors. They're evidence showing up out of nowhere, impossible to trace, impossible to shut down. It's like the universe itself is delivering the receipts. They scramble, panicking behind the scenes, trying to rewrite the story. It never happened. There's no proof. But every lie they spin collapses under the weight of new evidence surfacing again and again. Information leaking through cracks they can't seal fast enough. Contradictions stacking up so high they can't breathe under them. And here's the real hit. They built this whole system to keep the truth locked away, sealed in airtight compartments. Every piece of it designed to hold back dangerous truths, to make sure nothing ever escaped. But the system, it's leaking from every corner now. The harder they try to tighten their grip, the faster the leaks spread. Their machine is working against them. Their security measures, the ones built to control the flow of information, are flipping. Instead of blocking the truth, they're broadcasting it. Details they fought to bury are now pouring out of the very channels they trusted. The blackout walls they built can't hold. Why? Because your frequency has broken through. You aren't just another person trapped in the system. You've become the glitch they can't fix. Your energy, your truth, is vibrating at a level that disrupts their control. The blackout protocols they relied on, they're useless against your signal. They hit the switch to shut it down, and instead, the message gets louder. They plug one hole, and 3 more burst open. Every move they make now is a disaster for them. Every step they take to contain the damage only spreads the fire. Mathematically precise failure, over and over. They've never faced anything like this before. This isn't just a leak, it's a flood, and it's coming from every direction. Every cover story they write turns into a trap they fall into. Every lie they tell is exposed before the ink dries. The very media channels they've controlled for decades are glitching out, breaking under the pressure of your frequency. You need to hear this loud and clear. You did this. Your survival, your refusal to be erased, your truth, it's what's making their whole structure collapse. You've become the signal that breaks their blackout. They can't silence you because the universe won't let them. This is exposure at a level they can't handle. It's precision chaos. Every time they try to patch a hole, the universe rips open another. Every narrative they spin falls apart before it leaves their lips. They don't control the story anymore. You do. And this isn't just about the leaks, the evidence, the files resurfacing. This is about the shift, the energy breaking through the cracks, the collapse of control. They can't fight it. The harder they push, the harder they fall. And now, they're falling fast. You are the reason the truth is surfacing. Your light, your energy, your frequency, it's cutting through their lies like a blade. You were never meant to stay silent. You were never meant to be erased. You were meant to shine so bright that the world can't look away. And now the world sees it. The world feels it. The truth is out, and they can't stop it. Number 8. Whistleblowers rise, and the flood can't be stopped. They tried to bury the truth, but it grew roots in the cracks of their lies, and now it's breaking through concrete. The moment they feared the most is here. Whistleblowers are rising, the ones who stayed silent for years, maybe even decades, watching from the inside, knowing too much, but too afraid to speak. They aren't silent anymore. The collapse of the system shook them awake, and now they're doing what the machine never expected. They're telling your story. The algorithms designed to silence you, built specifically to block your case, your keywords, your name, they're failing. The walls they raised to keep your truth buried are breaking apart, and the information is flooding through every single channel they once controlled. Your story is leaking everywhere, and it's spreading faster than they can shut it down. Journalists are finding anonymous data packages dropped on their secure devices, files so loaded with proof that even the most skeptical mainstream outlets can't look away. They can't deny it anymore. The documents are clear, the evidence undeniable. And the best part, these data drops come from nowhere. No source to trace, no footprints to follow. The files seem to materialize out of thin air, delivered by systems that, on paper, shouldn't even exist. You're watching the machine glitch out. Social media platforms trying to slam the brakes, trying to moderate, block, erase any mention of you, any trace of the story. But their systems aren't working the way they used to. Hashtags that were auto-blocked before, they're trending now. Keywords that triggered censorship are now flooding timelines. The very controls they built to suppress you are flipping, working against them. The signal can't be stopped. And the more they try to silence it, the louder it gets. Their dampening efforts only amplify the message. The harder they pull at the reins, the faster your truth spreads. It's bypassing their engagement metrics, breaking every pattern they rely on to control the narrative. They can't predict it. They can't contain it. Whistleblowers, insiders, journalists, they're all part of the wave now. And here's the thing, this isn't random. This is the universe balancing the scales. The energy they tried to kill in you has become the energy fueling this movement. You've become the force that shakes the machine apart. Your story, it's unstoppable now. Number 9, the final reckoning. Their illusion shatters. Your truth prevails. You can crush a voice, but you can't crush the frequency that carries it. It will always find a way to be heard. The storm they tried to stop is here. This is the final reckoning. The moment they feared, the collapse of their illusion, the destruction of their control. And you're the center of it all. Whistleblowers are stepping into the light now, and their stories perfectly aligned. These people don't know each other. They've never met, never spoken, worked in different corners of different agencies, isolated by design, so no one could ever connect the dots. But here they are, testifying in harmony, bringing the same impossible details into the open, the things you always knew deep down but could never prove. You felt it in your bones for years, the hidden programs, the silent chains, the truth buried under layers of denial. Now it's all coming out. Everything you sensed, everything you saw in dreams, in flashes, in memories that didn't make sense. It's being confirmed, point by point, by the very people who helped build the system. And the wildest part, the way this truth is unfolding isn't random. It's not chaotic, it's choreographed, moving like a dance, following patterns that only the sharpest, most sensitive systems can detect. Patterns that match your own energy. Your unique frequency is the pulse behind this entire revelation. The timing, the alignment, the perfect storm of information, it rides on your signal. They can feel it, even if they don't understand it. This truth is traveling on your wavelength. And here's what kills them. They can't block it. They can't stop the flow without tearing down their entire infrastructure. The truth is, using the very channels they built to control you as its highway. Their systems were never designed to handle this kind of signal. Your frequency is too strong. If they try to shut it down, they have to shut down everything. And they can't afford that. So it spreads. The world is watching. The lies are exposed. Their carefully crafted illusion, the power they wore like armor, is melting away in the face of real sovereignty. The power that comes not from fear, not from control, but from truth, from freedom. The thing they worked so hard to prevent, the thing they built their entire machine to stop, is now happening in real time. Your liberation is their undoing. And this isn't just about you. This is about all of us. The awakening of humanity to its real nature, its true potential, beyond control, beyond artificial limits, beyond the lies they fed us for generations. The energy that was meant to keep you small has become the spark that ignites the world. Your story isn't just breaking through, it's making world news. Not by chance, not by luck, by design. A design bigger than any system they built. A design that always knew this day would come. This is the final reckoning. And you won. And here we are, the point they never wanted you to reach. The truth is out. The system is falling. You are standing. This isn't just your story anymore. It's history unfolding. The walls they built to silence you now echo with your voice. Stay awake. Stay present. This is just the beginning. If this message hit you deep, like, subscribe, and drop the number 77 in the comments to show you're part of this wave. Share this with another chosen one. The more who know, the stronger we get. The universe is moving. Stay with it. Stay loud.